Thank you so much. And well, I'm so excited to actually continue this marathon after Arab, one of our dear partners. And thank you, Jasper and Dennis and Terry. And well, we are very amazed with your work, what you have done. And well, this is a chance, in fact, to share with you, well, what we have been doing in the Ronald Lewin Partners. I'm sorry, I need to make sure I share the sound and optimize it for the video. I will do it again. Okay, so here we go. And well,
MK, so sorry, you need to shift your view because what we're seeing is your presenter view. Just do a shift, just a switch.
Is it
now? Yes, go ahead. Okay. Yes, good.
Okay. And well, this is this is MK Leung of Ronald Lewin Partners, and we are here in Hong Kong. We're based in Hong Kong, and we also have offices in China. And my warmest regard to everyone in this amazing event. And about myself, I'm in charge of the sustainable design endeavors of the firm since 2012. And we have been working on net zero solutions for high density built environment since our first zero carbon building projects 12 years ago. RLP is a design-led firm with visions to design a better life and redefine sustainability. We are resourceful in a way. We have over 550 trusted advisors with our office in Hong Kong, Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen, and Guangzhou. And our projects cover over 30 plus Asian cities in our 46 years of practicing. We are so proud to join World GBC Asia Pacific Network as its advancing net zero partner since 2000. RLP has been named as one of the global top 100 firms by the British media World Architecture for 9 consecutive years. And we are the only architectural firms that has been shortlisted in the top 10 in Hong Kong for 17 consecutive years, with numerous Green Buildings Awards locally and internationally. Well, on our sustainable design journey, we started over about 22 years ago. We designed the first zero carbon buildings in Hong Kong back in 2010. And we committed our own corporate science-based target to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and was awarded the Green Building Leadership Pioneer awarded in 2019 by the Hong Kong GBC. Last year, our carbon neutral high-rise future workplace concept, Treehouse, won the Advancing Net Zero Ideas Competition organized by the Hong Kong Green Building Council. And the design was led by the research arm of the company named Behave in our company. Behave will be officially launched this year, and our mission is to create future-ready cities and we seek to explore, understand, and design a more resilient future by putting people at the center of everything we do. Cities are now at the crossroad. Technological disruptions, shifting geopolitics, Effects of climate change, global pandemic, these are all fundamentally changing how we live and work and play. Our future generations aspire and deserve a sustainable future. How we can create a sustainable future is more about people than technologies. AN said is ultimately driven by aspirations and behaviors of this and coming generations who are well aware of the cause and the impacts of climate change. And the future of how we live, work, and play will definitely look different from what we experience today. Some people say metaverse will be our future, and it will be becoming where and how we will do everything in the digital world. However, research of future work indicates that hybrid work is in fact comprising a balance of remote work and in-person work is the most sought after a model by employers and employees. Remote work powered by digital technologies offer new job opportunities for some, and with more family time, save commuting time and carbon. At the same time, well, in-person work is also desire for planned and unplanned encounters and collaborations. Our treehouse concept is proposed as net zero solutions for future hybrid work. Let me show you a short video of the concept.
We live in a generation of change. Global warming, pandemics, extreme weather have only inspired us to make change and create a resilient future by revisiting our roots. Nature, the one source that nurtures and gives us life. Nature wastes nothing, and in the perfect world, our existence not only complements it, but helps it thrive by achieving carbon positivity. The concept of a sacred union between man and nature also runs deep in ancient cultures. Like the Chinese word for wood celebrates our place on Earth. Perhaps now is the time for us to reset by building an eco-conscious, integrated system and lifestyle.
Welcome to the Treehouse. This is a new caliber of workplace that promotes carbon positivity through cutting-edge technology, design, and management. To regulate the temperature of the building naturally, self-shading facades for upper stories are in place to avoid solar heat. As a rooftop PV system helps generate renewable energy while doubling as a shade for the roof. Natural light is introduced in the building by large PV integrated overhangs with daylight reflectors. A wind catcher captures cool air 200 meters above ground and directs the air to artificial wetland to promote natural cooling. A BIPV-cladded solar chimney is also in place to generate natural ventilation and reduce heat transfer to the building interior. Separate temperature and humidity control allow extremely high COP chiller and high temperature water above dew point to power our climate ceiling system. The phase change material thermal storage provides buffer to lower peak demand and to generate chilled water at night.
The treehouse is welcoming, and I feel like walking into nature when I come in. As the natural forms and greenery greet me, the space is airy and naturally lit, with soft breeze coming from all directions. But beyond that, I'm inspired by its carbon-positive vision. I get rewarded with eco-tokens for my sustainable office wear every day. It motivates and empowers me to step up my game and do even more. The virtual concierge also comes in handy as it automatically whisks me off to my assigned elevator when I check in on my phone. We don't come into the office every day like we used to before the pandemic, but every time I come in, I enjoy every moment with my colleagues. The office is completely versatile and supports on and off-premise work, especially with the Edge data center and virtual desktop system. Fixed desks are obsolete here, and we feel closer than ever as a team, working alongside one another at these mobile workstations. The office has been carved up in thermal zones to allow me to work at an optimum temperature based on my needs. The humidity in the office also mimics that of nature's for our best comfort. Our office is truly a seamless experience that takes into account our habits and patterns, so the space can be preconditioned for any occasion. I come to the Sky Commons communal area for my lunchtime yoga class and occasional social events. The space feels open and warm thanks to the natural daylight and breeze through the adaptable building shutters. Self-sanitizing conferencing equipment are also available for hosting meetings here, and are usually on energy-saving mode until we use them. When I leave work, I want to know that I am making strides to change the future. I want to reinvent our relationship with the Earth. Working at the Treehouse is my first step to making positive change in the world and be the catalyst to the city's chain reaction for change.
The Treehouse is not only a place for work, it sows the seed of change in our minds, reminding us that only when a man and nature come together can we make change and create a sustainable future.
I hope you enjoyed the videos, and I would like to highlight 3 key design themes of Treehouse, which is interactivity, on how people better connected and interact with nature, flexibility, which is from spatially, functional, environmental, and phygital perspective, and also user centricity, which for a happy, healthy, and harmonious workforce. Firstly, about interact with nature. Our design strives to reignite the affinity with nature, and biophilic elements are waved spatially and visually throughout, from a native urban woodland and artificial wetland, green facades, green roofs, and roof gardens, to interior green walls, biomorphic forms, patterns and colors in materials and furnishing. Occupants are never too far away from a tree. Research confirms evidence that biophilic design helps reduce stress, improve mood and self-esteem, and enhances cognitive skills and work productivity. The multi-level skyrise screening design achieves site greenery ratios of 137% and a tree coverage of about 35%. Biodiversity and ecological connectivity is considered and wove into the fabric of the buildings and with the city, help reinforce the urban wellness. Transpiration's cooling in the public realm and communal areas of the building helps provide a benign outdoor and semi-outdoor environment, encouraging occupants to come out from the air-conditioned boxes for an active living. The building facades responds to the sun path and is tilted forward on the south elevations for self-shading. The simulation results reveals that the self-shading geometry provides 19% solar irradiance cut for the south orientations. The setback minimizes direct solar heat gain in the interior, which in turn decrease the cooling load. Spatial planning also adopts west-facing side core to provide a thermal spatial buffer for the tenant space. This is especially important for upper floors that receive higher solar irradiance. Besides mitigations of urban heat island, the woodland and the constructed wetland also help manage stormwater runoff and water quality. Added climate resilience is provided by the infiltration blanket on top of the basement with the geocellular storage system under the pervious paving. Secondly, on flexibility. Flexibility from spatial, functional, environmental, and physical perspective. The proposed design creates a diversity of third space for activity-based working. Besides open plan desktop workplace, quiet work booth, formal and informal conference rooms, soft seating in the common areas, cafes with hot desks, and loops for walking meetings, and semi-outdoor terraces. These are some of the many types of space that are available for the occupants. To promote positive behavioral change is crucial and utmost importance for net zero office. Occupants in super cool biz dress code, especially during summertime, will be recognized and accredited by the apparel attribute recognition video technology at the entrance. Individuals recognized with super cool bees outfit will be rewarded with incentives in Treehouse. A hybrid of remote work and office work distributed in Treehouse actually is envisaged. Day-to-day workplace in an office will vary based on changing needs of the collaborative teamwork. Conventional office model does not cater for such variations of workforce day-to-day. Treehouse offer a new model of workplace, which the boundary of tenant, landlord, managed premises is flexible to cater for the post-pandemic workforce. Occupants are encouraged to move around in the different types of workspaces based on their preferences and choose when, where, and how they work throughout the day. The proposed design adopted dedicated outdoor air systems on each floor for fresh air and the radiant cooling near the core zone and ceiling fans in the perimeter zones. This reduced about 40% of the HVAC energy. What's more, the design avoids overcooling of the spaces and makes use of the elevated airspeed up to 0.8 meter per second to achieve high comfort but low carbon and individually controllable thermal environment, resulting in a predicted mean volt of plus or minus 0.5 for 90% of the occupancy. The temperature gradients is achieved around 26 degrees plus or minus in the core zone by conditioned air from the radiant cooling and the AHU, and 29 degrees in the perimeter by the ceiling fan and the conditioned air. Occupants may check in at the Sky Common physically or via smartphone app for the desired types of workspaces and request the virtual concierge to locate a colleague based on their needs for collaborative teamwork. A space match function will learn the thermal preferences of individuals and match spaces according to their personal comfort preference, such as power by the IoT infrastructure and the advanced indoor positioning technology deployed. Last but not least, on user centricity, the net zero solutions should foster a happy, healthy, and harmonious workforce. The integrated facade of the tenant spaces in Treehouse is designed for excellent daylighting while minimizing glare and reducing solar heat for occupants' wellness. External shade of facade and tilted glazing of the upper story responds to the higher urban vertical solar irradiance. More than 2 meters in depth for the overhang in the upper and the mid zone of the tower has an optimized tilted angle towards the south, completely cut off direct solar heat gain from the south. Energy consumption simulations show an EUI reductions of over 7 kilowatt-hour per square meter. The extensive overhang for solar shade may impact daylighting of the interiors. We can integrate the horizontal daylight reflectors with sensor control, circadian light algorithm to diffuse and project daylight deep into the interior of the office. Daylight simulations on spatial daylight autonomy were carried out to review the daylight illuminance sufficiency. And we found that the office floor space, it exceeds about 2%, added 2% with the daylight reflector and this design. The desired glazing performance enhanced cost effectiveness can be optimized with the external shading design. A reasonably high performance glazing of shading coefficients of about 0.3 and visual light transmittance of over 50% are specified. Air tightness less than 2 liters per second per square meter for the window area is recommended to avoid energy loss through air leakage, and also control the, make sure there's no condensation from the radiant cooling. We also conceive the concept of Sky Common for the vertical communities in Treehouse. 3-story Sky Commons are planned throughout the tower, and each one acts as a social hub with a lot of landlord-managed share amenities, which are available for tenants on demand. The amenities provide multifunctional space for focus work, collaborations, meetings, workshop, and each Sky Common actually is linked up for between the floors by a prominent feature stairs to promote active movement. And the Sky Commons are naturally ventilated, supplemented by the high volume, low speed fan. The design corresponds to the urban microclimate and its variations in a vertical city, which can be quite substantial, as we find out from the simulations. Automated shutters are in place to regulate the wind and the air and the solar environment. The activity-based workplace concept is empowered by the Edge Data Center together with the virtual desktop infrastructure. It enabled them actually to work anywhere in the Treehouse. The virtual desktop infrastructure located in the buildings also enable more efficient cooling of the sensible heat from the ICT equipment. Reduced cooling load within the occupied space is resulted. It is also estimated that this solutions will substantially reduce the amount of copper IT cabling in the buildings by about 40 tons. In summary, a treehouse managed to reduce over 40% of the upfront carbon at the outset, and eventually achieve a 74% reductions for the accumulated carbon footprint over its lifetime for its assumed service life. Achieving net zero is an exceptional challenge, especially in a hot and humid climate for high-density cities. Taking a systematic life cycle approach is crucial to address the dynamic challenge of future work, user expectation, cost, supply chain readiness, and regulatory barriers. A wide range of strategies have been reviewed in Treehouse, and we have mapped these strategies according to their positive impact achieved versus the potential challenges they face, based on expert opinions and stakeholder views. This informs how we may implement these strategies in the future. Quick win strategies, which I would categorize them on the bottom left of this chart, may create moderate impact facing moderate challenges. For those strategies which are on the upper left, I would call them exemplary strategies. They would achieve greater impact, but they can tackle surmountable challenges. For those visionary strategies on the top right, they demonstrate admirable impact, but they require the industry together while concerted effort with the stakeholders actually for further research and developments. And that's why we reckon that we should adopt an adaptive approach to take on board quick win and exemplary strategies at the outset, and eventually adopt visionary strategies in later stage of the building life cycle. Together, the challenge is immense, but together, we think we can join hands to advancing net zeros for our common future and design better life. With that, I would pause here, and if we have time, we may have some questions. And welcome for any feedback after this. And next, I think will be another inspiring sharing from St. Gobain. Let's welcome.